Good afternoon. This is Cedric Foster reporting from MCHS TV, and I'm here with Martin County High School basketball coach John Leon. In his 14-year tenure here at MCHS, Coach Leon, a veteran of the U.S. Army, has an overall record of 283 wins and 71 losses, including 7 district titles, 2 regional championships, and 1 state championship in 2022. He is also a 4-time TC Palm Coach of the Year, as well as the 2022 Florida Dairy Farmers Coach of the Year. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. This is awesome. Just reading that off, I didn't realize I've been here that long. So thank you for having me, and this is great to establish our program and to show what good things we're doing here at Martin County.
Coach, my first question is, who inspired you to be a coach, and who or what inspired your playing style?
Wow, inspiration. I think it came from a friend of mine, Tony Watson. He's actually the head coach down at Atlantic High School now. I think I was right out of college, had no interest in coaching, and he said, come on out. I think watching him kind of inspired me to kind of get out there with some kids and change some lives. Going from there, Bernard Wilkes from Jacksonville, Reebok, of course, Fred Ross from Dwyer, and Terrence over at Bartow High School. Those are guys that I look at and see that they're doing it the right way. So the inspiration just comes from a lot of different people in my life, but I think the joy of just assisting kids and helping them get through this thing called basketball is just an awesome task that God has given me.
Wow, that is excellent. My second question is, what would you say about the current state of MCHS Boys Basketball?
Wow. If you ask my kids, they think we're just down in the dumps because I'm always complaining about stuff and trying to get better. But just reading off that stuff, I didn't realize we've had a lot of accomplishments. I think we've continued the tradition that Don Wallen started and Coach McIntyre continued. So I think those guys have established this place already before I got here as a basketball hub, in my opinion. And I always tell the kids, I'm not the head coach at Duke, but I feel like it. I believe this is the best program in the state of Florida, and every day I'm going to work like it is.
My third question is, out of all the players you've ever coached here at MCHS, who stands out as your favorite, and what makes them so likable?
That's definitely a difficult question to ask, but I'll go back to the beginning when I first got here. There was one player that actually reached out and helped me establish myself after a coach. You know how difficult it is following such a great coach in McIntyre, but I would say Alonzo Queen is one of those players that have definitely become a personal friend of mine to this day, because that first week here and following the coach, it was tough, but he reached out to the kids and was a real leader in that locker room, and actually I've been blessed enough where he's actually come back on campus to help me be an assistant coach. So I'll say him, but it's many more. But just the beginning and helped me establish myself as a coach. He was mature enough at 17, 18 to kind of make sure that kids bought in and listened and just started, I don't know if I have a legacy yet, but started my tenure here on the note. So that would be Coach Queen.
My fourth question is, who would you say are your top 5 players since becoming a coach here at MCHS?
Oh, Cedric. 14 years worth of players, Cedric. I don't know if I can pick, but we'll start with our players of the year. We'll start with Greg Nelson, Jermon Queen, Terrell Mabins, who's actually a teacher here. Elijah Duvall was our first player that I've coached that had stars by his name. That was interesting and enjoyed to coach. But I think Ryan Davis, hometown kid, 4 years, 2-time player of the year, state player of the year. And one of those guys that could have transferred and stayed here and achieved the ultimate goal. Those 5, I would say, but it's a lot of favorites that I can mention that I can start a team with just because they were good kids. But I'll start with those kids because they did it on and off the court and they established themselves as the state's best. Those 5, I would say.
Very good. My last question is, what do you and the team have in store for county basketball this season?
Oh, wow. That is a great question also. Last year, after a district championship, we definitely have a young team, but at County, we can't use those excuses at all. We're expected to be the state's best, and we're going to work towards that. But I think we have a couple of good guys that are doing the right thing over the summer, as we do here at County. We're going to win. We're going to work hard. We're going to put ourselves in position to be one of the state's best, as we do every year. And that's not being arrogant or boastful or anything like that, but the reason I can sit here and say we're going to be one of the state's best is because we put the work in. And it didn't start last week. It started back at the end of the game last year against Vieira in the state playoffs. So after that, kids played at AAU, traveled, they came back, hit the weight room hard since April and May. So we've been building for months now. So the season didn't start 2 weeks ago when practice started. It started 6-7 months ago in the weight room, running, conditioning. So I got two really good guys that have been taking the charge on that, they can lead on that, and I think County fans are going to like these two new leaders we have.
Well, it certainly seems like Coach Leon has a lot for us this season to be excited about heading into the 2023 and 2024 season. Thank you for your time, Coach Leon. We hope that you had the best of season this year.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, and we're going to have a great year. Fans need to come out and support.
We are back with point guard Ari Smith. Though he just a sophomore, this will be Ari's second year as a starter for the varsity boys basketball team and his first year as team captain. Ari, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
My first question is, what are your personal and team goals for this season?
Well, my personal goals is definitely to get better and to turn into more of a leader and talk more on the court, and definitely to win a district championship.
As a sophomore, how do you feel about the leadership role that you have earned for this upcoming season?
I'm definitely excited and ready for the challenge because I think it'll be a good opportunity to show where I'm at.
Who or what was your personal motivation for playing basketball?
My motivation is definitely my parents because they provided me with all the opportunities to be where I am right now and to work hard and to just be where I am now.
What are your goals academically?
Well, my goals academically are definitely to show colleges that I'm a good student in the classroom and have good grades and to stay on top of all my work this season.
Sounds like you have a lot of great personal and team goals for us this upcoming season, Ari. Good luck this year, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Wrapping things up with Brandon Brazil now. Brandon is now a sophomore and a second-year starter at the forward position for the MCHS Boys Basketball team and has been named as the team captain as well. Good to have you with us today, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
What are your personal and team goals for the season?
For personal goals, I'd have to say just to improve off of last year, because I give myself a decent year last year, but this year I have a bigger role. I'm expected more to come out of me. And for team goals, just to do the best we can as a team. You know, like Coach said, you've been working since last year's loss in the playoffs, and just to build upon that and just try to fix our mistakes from last year.
As a sophomore, how do you feel about the leadership role that you have earned for this upcoming season?
It's definitely new, but I feel like I'm been well prepared for it. My coach has done a good job of preparing me, you know, in practice, just telling me like what to do and what I'm expected to do this season, because, you know, being a captain at a sophomore is not the easiest thing, but he's definitely got me ready and prepared for this season.
My third question is, who or what is your personal motivation for playing basketball?
I'd have to say my motivation is probably just my mom, and she just taught me how, you know, if I could really take this seriously, I could really, you know, change our lives with this, you know, just going as far as possible, just training every day, just in my ear constantly, just, you know, making sure I stay on track. And then, yes, my mom's probably my personal motivation to keep playing basketball and keep going forward.
My last question is, what are your goals academically?
Academically, I take, you know, higher classes, so I'd probably have to say just to stay above a 4.0 GPA, because, you know, they've taught me that being a student athlete is just as important as being just an athlete. So probably just keeping my GPA as high as possible and get my grades right, making sure I have all my work done so I could go as far as playing college ball and even farther than that.
That is a very good goal to have. Well, we are certainly excited for this upcoming basketball season. Thank you for sitting down with us today, Brandon. And that's going to wrap things up for us here at MCHS TV. Tigers start preseason play on November 13th. This has been Cedric Foster. We'll see you next time.